During our week 2 session of the Power in Your Voice movement, we talked about redefining confidence. And the question came up, how do I prepare before I go out to speak? As I had mentioned, that one of the ways in which you can raise your confidence level to a 60% even before you speak is by being prepared. How then do I prepare myself to speak? And more importantly, what do I do when I am called to speak on the spot? For that reason, I'm making this video and I want to break it down very simply. How do you prepare when you have time? And how do you prepare when you don't have time? Yes, no time is too small. There is always time to prepare, regardless of whether you are called on the spot or you were informed about that event, that occasion, a couple of weeks and months beforehand. Confidence is not magic. It is a skill and we can learn it. Hi, I'm Ifufa Immaculate, popularly known as Emmy. Welcome to another session of learning, growing, and using the power in your voice. How do I prepare to speak when I have time? Number 1, start with one clear message. The mistake most people make in preparation is trying to say everything all at once. You want to ask yourself the question, if the audience had to remember one thing from everything you have said, what would that be? That is your core message. Confidence increases when you know exactly what you want people to remember. So whenever you want to speak, always ask yourself this question, what do I want people to remember? When your message is clear in your mind, your fear reduces drastically. And that's a fact. Number 2, structure your thoughts simply. Now that you have a clear message you want people to remember, structure it. You can speak with the biggest grammar. If you don't have a structure, your message will not drive through smoothly. What does structure look like? 3 things. Introduction. What am I talking about? Body. 2 or 3 points emphasizing on what I'm talking about. Conclusion. What do I want them to do? What do I want them to remember? Structure gives your mind safety, and safety builds confidence. So when you have a thought, you have a message you want to drive across, first thing you need to do is organize it. Have an introduction, have a body, and have a conclusion. That is structure. Number 3, prepare in your natural language. See, your confidence level is going to drop when you're preparing in a language that doesn't come natural to you. I speak both English and French. And back in the day, I used to do emceeing and radio programs in French as well. But English is my first language. I struggled a lot whenever I have to present or speak in French because French is not my first language. It is not a language that comes naturally to me. I learned French a lot when I was schooling. Yes, I can speak it. Yes, I understand it. But that is not my first instinct. That is not what comes natural to me. When you're preparing your presentation, your speech, your lesson, or whatever it's going to be, prepare in a language that comes naturally to you. If you think in simple English, then prepare in simple English. If you mix up the English at some point, prepare in that way because somehow your natural self is going to show up. If you have not prepared in your natural self, when it shows up, you're going to get confused. What expression comes naturally to you? In your preparation, prepare for that. So your natural expression does not creep up on you, gets you confused, and gets you feeling not confident. At the end of every speaking experience, you want to ask yourself, did I communicate? Remember that you are preparing to communicate, not preparing to impress. Yes, when you communicate properly, chances are your audience will be impressed. But in your preparation, the goal at the back of your mind is, I want to communicate in the best way possible. And when you think about it, your natural self is the best way possible to communicate any message. Number 4, practice out loud. Practicing in your head and saying it out loud are not the same thing. You see those 2 things? They are totally different. You could have an idea in your head, and when you begin to speak, you would realize speaking is a different ball game altogether. Practice out loud. Time yourself. Pay attention to where you're getting stuck. Pay attention to where you're pausing. Pay attention to all of these things. Practice as though you are already standing in front of your audience. Your confidence level increases when your mouth has already practiced what your mind knows. You have the information in your mind. You know what you want to say. When you practice it, it gives you mastery of whatever you want to say. It gives your mouth the fluidity of pronunciation, the fluidity of speaking, and that boosts your confidence. Practice, practice, practice. Out loud, not in your head. Number 5, and very important, prepare your opening and your closing very well. How you are going to start your speaking and how you are going to end, very important. The beginning of every speaking experience settles your nerve, and the ending of every speaking experience gives you control. You want to be settled and you want to be in control. So practice your introduction, practice your beginning, and practice your ending. If you already know how you're going to start and how you're going to end, your confidence level increases automatically. Now, how do you prepare when you don't have time? On the spot speaking. You have been called to probably say something about a subject matter, about something we are discussing, about something you have learned. You're called in class. You're called anywhere to just say something on the spot. How do you prepare? Yes, preparation can still be done. First thing you need to do, pause and breathe. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush to get up and answer the question. Don't be in a rush to get up and speak. Confidence on the spot begins with a pause. Remember, silence is not weakness. It is control. But don't take too long. Just a pause, a deep breath, and you're good to go. Next, you want to use a 3-step emergency framework. First question you want to ask yourself within that time of pausing: what do I know about this topic? Say, for example, we are in a conference and we're talking about child abuse, and suddenly you are called upon to give your opinion. You want to remember what we are talking about. Always ask yourself the question: what is the question at hand? What is the topic at hand? You don't want to be derailed. You don't want to be confused. Gather your thoughts and try to remember. Sometimes you may want to repeat the question, just so that you're letting it sink in. For example, we are in a conference and we're talking about child abuse, and you are called up and asked, what do you think about child abuse? Who do you think is more responsible when a child is being abused? Is it the child? Is it the mother? Is it the father? Let's hear your opinion. When you wake up, in the pause, you want to remind yourself about the topic at hand. So you could go, I can hear you ask me the question, what is my take on child abuse? So we are trying to talk about who is responsible for the child abuse. You see how that helps you? The instructor might have said so many things, and if you don't put yourself together to be sure of what exactly you are to say, you may be all over the place. So it's okay to repeat the question just for confirmation. Second step, what do I know about this topic? It's okay to just say one thing. If you're called up impromptu, don't be under any pressure to give a long speech or to give a long explanation. You don't owe anybody that. If you're called up on the spot, the only thing you owe people is your voice and your opinion, and then you get out of the way. So don't feel the pressure of, I want to say many things, I want to give many ideas. You're going to blab. And then your confidence is going to drop because so many ideas are not going to come to you all at once. So the second step is, what do I know about the subject? What do I know about child abuse? What can I say? One thing is enough. And the third step is, what explanation can I give about this? Or what example can I use? I always encourage people to use examples as much as possible, because for every speaking experience, you want to connect to people. And the way people connect with one another is if you can give a relatable example. For example, we've been talking about child abuse. I've been called up. I catch myself to remember that I've been asked, who is more responsible, the father or the mother? And then what do I know about child abuse? I may just happen to know what the Cameroon law says about child abuse. And then what example am I going to share? Maybe I had this incident of someone who was abusive. When they were taken to court, the court said there is a ruling because the Constitution already talks about what they consider as child abuse. That would be very okay for that opportunity which was given to me because yes, it was on the spot. I was not prepared. Maybe if I was prepared, I will bring you the Cameroon law, the international law, all the experiences I have in this world, everything I've heard or seen. But now that you just called me, don't expect too much. And I'm not trying to give you everything that people need to hear. I'm trying to just make my voice be heard. I'm trying to just get my opinion out there and cause a difference with my voice confidently. So one is okay. Now on to other tips. When you're called on the spot, speak slowly. When you're nervous, your mind runs faster than your mouth. So you want to be intentional about how you're pacing yourself so you don't tend to be all over the place. At that point, so many thoughts are coming in, but they are not organized. And if you want to follow the rhythm of all of the thoughts, you would just be confused, you will not be making sense, and you will not be communicating. Intentionally slow it down. People don't often trust fast speakers. They trust clear speakers. Every time you stand up to speak, everyone else is quiet because they want to listen to what you have to say. If you just speak so many words and then they don't get the memo, it doesn't make sense. People trust and love clear speakers as opposed to fast ones. One last thing. Confidence on the spot is not about sounding perfect. It's about staying present. It's okay for you to forget something. You were called on the spot. Give yourself grace. You are human. But what do you do after maybe you miss a word or you forget something you had planned to say? What do? Smile, take a break, and continue. People may not even notice that you missed out a line or you missed out a word or you made a mistake. Most often, fear means that what you are about to say matters. And so confidence is speaking anyway, regardless of how you're feeling, nervous, shaking. Remember that whatever you have to say at that point really matters. That is why you were called up. That is why you were chosen. That is why you were appointed, because what you have to say is what matters. And always remember, the more you speak, the more you become. Confidence grows through exposure and not through avoidance. And this is why we are doing this journey together. If you're part of the movement already, keep showing up. If you have not yet joined the movement, you can. So together we can show up and become more confident as we rise in the power of our voices. Your voice matters and the world needs to hear it.